Good day to everyone, and in this video we will see the droop characteristics of synchronous generator. Okay, so this is a nice topic, just simple mathematics, but it's perceived as tough. Okay, so yeah, so now we will start with the swing equation. So for swing equation you can search for any video, and if I have not made video yet then I will make one. Okay, so don't worry. So now we will use the synchronous swing equation to have the idea. Del square delta by del T square is equal to Pm minus P, where Pm is mechanical power, P is the electrical power. Okay, so now here what is saying is just to give you a brief idea what I am talking about in this equation. Okay, see, this H is the characteristic of a generator, that is or you can say that how much energy can a generator store as in the form of its inertia. Okay, so that thing is characterized by this factor H, inertia constant. It is normally said to be an inertia constant. Okay, so F is frequency. Okay, and this Pm is the mechanical input to the generator. We all know that by the either it can be by using a steam turbine or any hydroelectric generator. So that is the mechanical input, that is the mechanical energy that we give to the generator, and this is the electrical output that we take out from the generator. So for the stable operation, what is desired is, for stable operation, that is your Pm should be equal to Pe. Okay, so that is the stable operation. Okay, so in that case this will be equal to 0. If Pm equal to Pe, then this whole will be equal to 0, and this del to delta by del T square gives the rotor acceleration. Okay, and this, so the rotor acceleration will be 0. So that is your rotor and stator. Rotor will move without any fluctuations. Okay, more insight I will give it to you in some video of the this swing equation, but for now you will just take this much. Okay, so if Pm is equal to P, then this will be equal to 0. So that is a stable operating conditions. So now if I increase P, then what will happen? Your Pm minus P will become less than 0. Okay, so your acceleration, that is del to delta by del T square, will become less than 0. Okay, so this implies that your speed will reduce. Okay, that is speed of the rotor will reduce. Okay, so now if the speed of the rotor will reduce, then your frequency will also vary. Okay, so that is the idea, that is F is equal to Pn by 120. So if your speed of the rotor is reduced, then your frequency of the EMF produced by the generator will also decrease. But we want our frequency to be 50 Hz. Okay, in India we want it to be 50 Hz, but the range that we can have frequency be 49.5 Hz to 50.5 Hz. Okay, so that is the range in which we want to maintain the frequency. So that is the whole thing of this thing, of this idea of the swing equation, what we could infer. Okay, so now what we are observing is here that as you increase Pe, your frequency has decreased. Okay, so if you want to plot it by a very large amount of reasonable assumptions, we can say that as your Pe increases, your frequency, let us say your generator was operating at this frequency at no load, that is your Pe is 0. Okay, so as you increase load, your frequency will decrease. Okay, so this is known as the droop characteristic of any synchronous generator. Okay, so it is a straight line with a slope. Okay, with a negative slope. Okay, so that I hope you can see. So this is the droop characteristic. Now you have to be very careful in applying simple mathematics to derive things. That is, it can be used for two generators sharing a load. So we can justify that which generator will share how much amount of load according to these droop characteristics of the generator. Okay, so these droop characteristics are defined by the manufacturer. Okay, so this all will depend on this factor, this inertia constant, what will be the slope. So that is the whole basic idea, just to solve many questions and have some clarity in your mind. Okay, so now what we will do is I will derive few relation, and you must not learn the formula, but you must see the steps what I am trying to say. Okay, so what we are understanding is the usefulness. Okay, if the spelling of useful is not correct, then please correct it yourself. Okay, so usefulness of droop characteristics, droop characteristics in parallel operation. Okay, so we are taking only two generators. Okay, so as I have told you, this is your frequency axis. Okay, and this is your generator 1 power, P1 electrical power, and this is your generator 2, P2 electrical power. Okay, so the droop characteristics of both the generators given to you as this. Okay, so this point is at no load. That is at no load. This is the frequency that both generator will operate, and as loading increases, your generator 1 will the slope of the frequency of the generator 1 will decrease according to this slope, and your generator 2, it will decrease according to this slope. Okay, so that is the whole criteria. Okay, so now we could also mark point that this will be your F full load for generator 1. Okay, so at this frequency it will provide the maximum power. Okay, the full load power, the capacity of this generator 1 is this much. Okay, so let me mark it as generator 1. Now let me mark this as generator 2, and for generator 2 your F full load is given to you as this point. Okay, at full load it can cater this much power, and the frequency will be this much. Okay, so this is the whole variations. Okay, so now somebody says that you have to cater both the generators have to cater some power, and what will be the final frequency. Okay, so some kind of questions can be framed. So what you have to just remember is that you have to formulate these characteristics. Now let us say your final generator has to be operated at this frequency, that is your load will that these two generators will cater some load and will operate at this frequency. Let me say it operating. Okay, finally, so generator 2 will cater this much amount of load, that is P2, and generator 1 will cater this much amount of load. So what I am saying is, let us say two parallel generators G1 and G2 as shown in the figure. Generator 1, generator 2 have to cater PL, have to cater load PL. Okay, so now it is asked to you that what will be the final frequency of operation. Okay, and or it can be asked that your final frequency of operation may be given to you as, let us say, F0. You may be asked to find P1 and P2. Okay, so here P1 plus P2 is equal to PL. Okay, so I hope you can get the idea what I am trying to say. If you will solve some questions, then you will get a much more better feel. Okay, so this is given to you. So now you have to find, maybe you have to find these points P1, P2, or you may have to find this operating frequency F0. Okay, so now here you can use the concept of the similar triangles. Okay, so how can you use that concept? See, let me take for generator 1. Okay, let me mark the triangle. Okay, it's O, A, B. Let me mark it with some other color. C, D. Okay, so in triangles OAB and triangles OCD, by similar triangle I hope you could understand this, that we can calculate the P1. See how? You can say that your AB by CD is equal to what? Your OA by OC. And this can be written as, I will write it with different pen. Your AB is, see, AB is your P1. CD is your PFL. Okay, I will mark it as PFL1 and this will be PFL2. Okay, so P1 by PFL1 is equal to OA is your what? FNL minus FO. FNL, that is frequency at no load minus frequency operating, divided by OC. OC is FNL minus, okay, this will be FFL. Okay, see, this point C will be frequency at full load. Okay, so FNL minus FFL. Okay, so this will be the expression. So here you can find anything, or you can find P1, you can find FO or anything accordingly. So you just have to keep in mind this concept of the similar triangles. Okay, so I won't give you any expression. People can find the expression of P1, P2 and they can learn the formulas, but I will tell, I hope you could understand. So similarly you have to formulate things in this triangle. Okay, so I can mark it for you if you want. That let us say this point is your P, this point is your Q, okay, and this point is your R. Okay, so you can find similarly in triangles ORA and triangles OQC, you can see that your RA upon QP is equal to OA upon OC. Okay, and your this expression will be RA is what? P2, QP is P full load 2, is it's a subscript. Okay, so P full load 2, OA is FNL minus FO. Okay, and your OC is FNL minus P is the point, that is FFL. Okay, so that is how you can similarly find the P2 or anything. Okay, so that is the way to analyze. Okay, so I have told you the basic way. So okay, and one thing you could also remember if you want to, that the droop. Okay, so by the droop characteristics you can always find the P1 and P2, that is the load shared. Okay, and this is also one relation, that is if someone asks you droop, then you can find out using this formula FNL minus FFL upon FFL into 100. Okay, so that will be the droop percentage for any particular generator. Okay, so this is the all about the droop characteristics, and this is valid for the cylindrical rotor machines, okay, by default. Okay, so that is one thing that you should also keep in your mind, and this is all about with this video. Okay, thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know in comments if you want anything else or anything else you want to know, and or you can also ask in doubts. Thank you.